going on, you guys? Crash Crusher here, back with another video, and today we're doing an update on Midnight. So, as you can see, there is now a 420cc Predator engine sitting in there. Now, this was the one that was in the wheel horse, and I took it out because I wanted to put something else in there, but never got around to it. But, it's just sitting there superficially. It's not bolted down. If I can get the hood off here, you can see that it does in fact clear. I had to remove this the factory air cleaner assembly, because I'm going to have to notch out a section of the hood to get this thing to slide over more. So the crank is in line with the clutch, but it just barely fits in this little cavity here. I'm going to be cutting, as you can see, there are these like pieces of metal. It comes up from the frame and it just takes up the room. So I'm just going to take my grinder, I'm just going to zip it up right here and just slice it right off on each side. I got to give a shout out to Mainely Motors on YouTube. Go check them out. There's going to be a link down in the description. He gave me he basically showed me how to put a Predator in one of these sears, and he basically explained to me what you have to remove, like air cleaner assembly. And he also gave me this idea, was putting a battery. If you take like a piece of flat steel and weld it from here to here, you can put a battery here and have electric start, which is what I'm going to do, because yeah, it's got a recoil start, but still, electric start's better than pull start. Looking at the exhaust here, it actually is sitting up just high enough that it might be able to shoot out this mesh here, but if not, I'll remove this plate here, because this plate from the headlights, it is removable, the SS12, so I'll probably have to do that. If I don't, then it'll shoot out there, which is perfect. So yeah, this engine's going to be in here. There isn't a throttle plate on it. I had to remove it. But what I'll do is, on this side, if I can show you, is I'm just going to hook the throttle right to the governor assembly here. I got to give another shout out to Mainly Motors, because he showed me this idea. So the factory ball and socket steering assemblies on these sears, they don't last. So what he showed me to do, or what he told me to do, was drill a hole through the factory one where the ball and socket would be, and then you can put a nut and a bolt through it, and now I'm still missing this steering arm, so it doesn't do anything, but I can grab this whole thing and I can turn these wheels and it works. So thanks again, man, for that. That was a lifesaver. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this engine out. I already marked up, see, with some Sharpie, where I need to cut out. I'm going to go run over, grab the grinder, and I'm going to slice that out. And then we're going to see about aligning the crank to the clutch, and then marking up some bolt holes for the engine itself, and who knows, maybe in this video we'll get the engine bolted in. Alright guys, let's do some grinding. Always make sure to wear your eye protection. Look at that, guys. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this to cool. Now I'm going to grind it smooth and test fit the motor. Guys, after some more cutting, this thing fits in here. The hood, the top part of the hood is off because I'm going to have to slice out a section on that side in order to clear the gas tank. Or I might just cut it up and then peel it out so it still looks like it's one piece. But I don't know. But unfortunately, the engine has to sit a little far this way so it overhangs the hood. But I have to do that in order to keep the pulley happy with the clutch. So, I mean, oh well. I'll just have to be careful when rolling this thing. The only thing that scares me is with the carburetor sitting the way it is if this were to hit ground. Yeah, so I might figure something else out. Maybe some sort of protection bar that goes across. Or maybe weld something to the top of the hood that comes over and paint it. I don't know yet. Or I might just say, I mean, I got the warranty, so I might just say screw it and leave it the way it is. Yeah, you can see it. The clutch just barely has enough room to be in line with this. Now the clutch is actually, I just realized this just now. If you look at the clutch, it's not perfectly straight. It's slightly bent. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that crowbar. I'm going to try to straighten that. So we're going to try a trick here. And just like that, the thing is now straight and actually in line with the crank. So now, actually, let's gonna check this really quick. Oh, nice! Look at that, guys. The exhaust is gonna blow right out this. So I don't even have to worry about slicing the hood for that. So that's a bonus. So now what I gotta figure out is what pulleys do I want to do. I'm probably gonna go maybe a 6 or 7 on the back and maybe a 5 on the rear. But we'll get to that later. Now what I'm gonna do is, since this engine I know is gonna work, I'm going to take this out, and now I'm going to weld both sides of the frame together where they meet so it doesn't snap. So, we're going to do that again. Yeah, it's only one side. As you can see, the welds towards the top, they're not that great because that's when I started. I had to play with the adjustments, but towards the end, got pretty good, so that's rugged enough that it's going to hold. I figured, why not film me doing this side here? As you can see, I still have the wire brush. I think I might even cut this lever off first so I can get to that better. But so yeah, I'll wire wheel that. I'll set you guys up and we'll weld this. I apologize if I get in the way, but I'm gonna try to have you guys see me welding that here. So hopefully it's a good enough shot. But like I said, if I get in the way and you can't really see, I do apologize. Alright, let's do it. And that is a broken bolt. That hurt. Huh. Having ground issues. Alright. I think we got it. There we go. let's wire wheel that and see how it came out. Hopefully, it came out better than the other side. Well, I'd say these welds came out pretty decent. A lot better than the other side. A lot cleaner too, so I know for a fact these will hold. I'm running newer wire, or a different style wire than I was. Before I was running Lincoln Electric wire. Now I'm running Hobart wire. I like it a lot more. It's penetrating a lot nicer, so this is the wire I'm going to use. So if you're wondering, that's the wire I use. But yeah, so frame is reinforced, hood is cut, engine will work. Granted, still need to mount it and trim the hood, but we are making good progress. So as I said before, or I don't even know, but I think I said before, obviously transmission's out of it, and there's an issue, a big issue. Let me go show you. So as I showed you in the first video of this thing, it was stuck in second gear. So I took it apart, or not yet, but the shifter, I don't know what you call it, the shifter boot, I guess. All of this was closed with rust, and as you can see, it's very rusty. Now, when I drained the oil out of the strands, water came out of it, which was not a good sign. But it wasn't that much. I thought I was okay. But upon further inspection, you can see how bad that rust buildup is. And now, you can't really see, but it goes through every other gear that is in this trans. So, and this rust is really bad. Like, I'm rubbing my finger and chunks are coming off. So even if I wire wheeled that, I'm not sure if this trans is worth saving because of how A, rusted it is, and B, none of the gears want to move. I can't get this pulley to turn at all. I can't get it to shift out of gear. The only thing that spins is the forward and backward diff. I can't get it to spin the whole trans. So I'm not sure if this is worth saving. I'm going to tear it apart, and if it isn't, I have a buddy of mine who's going to sell me a trans. So, but that's not the biggest issue, because obviously, since I can get another trans. But, yeah, enough of that. Let's go back to Midnight. So this next idea is kind of inspired by Josh Theory. He did this on a wheel horse, and the way the wheel horse clutches work is they're in the back, and they lift like this. And what he did is he took a flat piece of steel and welded it on, put a flat pulley there so it's a double pulley clutch, and it pushes the belt down, you get more grip on your trans pulley. But since the clutch is more towards the front on the Sears, I wanted to do kind of the same principles. But the only problem is if I put a flat pulley behind the V, it would push the belt away from the adjustable idler. So I need to leave this pulley pulling the belt up and against that pulley. So my next idea was taking a piece of flat steel but welding it on here and putting a flat pulley here so it'll pick the belt up to the bottom of the not trans pulley, engine pulley, and then the belt will still route this way, so you'll have a double pulley clutch. I'm not fully sure if I'm going to do that yet. I want to get the engine mounted and get a pulley on first to make sure I can get it to clear. But that is a next idea inspired by Josh Theory with his wheel horse clutch. But yeah, so I appreciate you guys watching. As you can see, we're slowly making progress on Midnight. Got the frame welded. Got the trans situation kind of figured out, but not fully yet. And we have an engine that I know for a fact is going to work. Obviously, got to figure out pulleys that I'm going to run. Got to drill and mount the engine itself. Got to drill holes in the frame. I got the hood, half the hood notched. I got to notch that piece right there in order to clear the gas tank. But we made some pretty good progress. Hopefully in the next video I'll be able to, whatever, if I use that trans, it'll be locking that trans, or if it's the new trans, it'll be locking that trans. Yeah, so, and, well, my next video, when I say next video, I mean next video on Midnight, because I want to get back to work on the Craftsman Crusher, so my next video might be on him, but if not, then it will be on Midnight. But I appreciate you guys watching, and like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one.